Have you ever been sitting around thinking of a word, and then the more you think about it, you are like, I really don't know what this word means? Well, that was my experience whenever I first heard the definition of love being trust, kindness, and respect. I think just on a random Facebook thing, but it really hit me. And so I started really diving into what these words mean, and what they mean to me. So respect is the word of the day. And a few years ago, I remember sitting at my table just like, what does it mean? What does it mean to respect someone? I feel a lot of times people may call you disrespectful when in fact you're probably not actually being disrespectful. It's some other thing. Maybe they were offended, who knows. But anyway, when it comes to respect and self-love and love and trust, right? Like, respect is very important for trust. If you do not have respect, then you probably aren't going to have trust, okay? And this is because what respect is, literally, it means to take another look at, re-inspect. But I think where I want to go with this right now is something that's been on my mind recently because of the Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. And, living in Florida, hurricanes are, something to be respected, right? And the ocean is another thing that I hold a lot of respect for. It's an area in my life where I use that term, right? So whenever we're thinking of respect, it's like this notion of totally accepting something as it is, like regardless of how destructive it may be, but you accept it fully for what it is and make the appropriate accommodations for yourself, right? So in terms of the hurricane, which my heart goes out to Jamaica right now, it is not fun, but you can wish the hurricane was different, wish it wasn't going to come, wish it was going to be less destructive. You can have all of these wishes, but it's not going to change the fact that that hurricane is coming and it's going to do what it's going to do. So respect for it is then doing what you need to do to keep yourself safe. You might pack up all of the things that are very important to you and go somewhere. You might, bunker up, whatever it may be. But the respect is in that you see that that is it, and you're not trying to change it. You make choices on behalf of yourself based on the acceptance of that. So, we talk a lot about respect for nature, and we can't change nature, right? But then when it comes to humans and being respectful of humans, it's the same thing. You can imagine they're all different hurricanes, right? And they may have destructive parts, and they might have the eye, the big waves, whatever. But you have to accept them fully, even whenever their opinions are different, even when they're being destructive. And acceptance doesn't mean that you're going to tolerate it, right? Just like the hurricane, you can accept that it's coming, and you can choose to leave. You can choose to put up walls, You do things to protect yourself based on the acceptance of them. And that is what respect really is. It is total acceptance of the nature in front of you. We are part of nature, right? These emotions that we have, I've been seeing it in my head, like they're like hurricanes, Do you ever feel like you have a hurricane going on inside of your chest or your stomach? And so when it comes to self-respect, which is so important for self-love and self-trust, because if you do not respect the hurricanes internally that you feel, and you're like, oh, that shouldn't be there, why am I feeling this way again, or I'm not allowed to feel this, you're just like gonna get demolished by this hurricane. It's not changing. It's part of nature, just like a hurricane. So acceptance of it. Yes, this is here. You know, looking into it. Is there something that I need to do? Do I need to put up walls, boundaries, you know? But honestly, I feel like about 90% of my hurricanes are coming because of the resistance. And once I say it's okay that this is happening right now, it kind of just dissipates. So respect is listening to yourself, listening to other people. Even though you may not agree with the feelings that you're having, even though you may not agree with the opinions they're having or their feelings that they're having, you still observe it, and then you can make your choice based on the acceptance of what it is. And where it gets weird is whenever we're trying to change the hurricane. That's where a lot of suffering comes in. It's disrespectful too. You're not accepting it for what it is. So it's like a bunch of negatives there. You know, you have this resistance. It's coming anyway. It's going to be what it is anyway. So your acceptance of that, and then your choice to move forward based on that, is respectful to you, and it's respectful to them. And it makes such a difference. And it's related to trust, because if you are constantly like telling yourself, no, I shouldn't feel this way, or other people are suffering much worse, like minimizing your internal hurricanes, you learn that you can't trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, then it kind of sends out this message that you can't trust anybody or anything. So then it starts this whole ball of trust issues, and it's all because you are being resistant to the hurricanes inside of your body and outside of your body. It is what it is, and we need to allow that, and then make a choice to protect yourself, to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself peaceful, you know? And there is, like with the hurricanes, they destroy things, you know? And that is, destruction is part of this existence that we're in. And it's not always the fun part. It is necessary. If there was no destruction, we wouldn't be here. And there would be like, you know, can you imagine if everything just lived forever? Nothing ever changed? It would be weird. But yeah, so respect. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. I'm very, very interested to hear anybody else. Anybody got anything on respect? Because this is pretty much what I came up with in my own head, based on different, you know, things. But let me know if you have a different definition or something to add to mine, because I am all about learning more. Bye.